welcome to Aspire MHA. This is a webinar series for TISS MHA aspirants, and it is brought to you by the public relations team of TISS MHA. Next slide, Siddhi. This is the agenda for this presentation right now. Like this will be the pointers that we are going to discuss. It will comprise of course curriculum, opportunities after TISS MHA, opportunities within TISS MHA, eligibility criteria, selection procedure, and we will also have some discussion on TISSNET and tips for TISSNET, particularly in the context of GK. And yeah, that's all. And then we will have doubt resolution after that. Okay, next slide, Siddhi. Okay, so these are the basic nitty-gritties about the course. It's a 2-year full-time in-campus course, which might be in virtual mode for right now, and possibly if the pandemic stays longer for you as well, so it might be a virtual mode for say 1 sem or 2 maybe. And there's an amalgamation of management and healthcare-based subjects, and they find their relevance in various domains. Okay, so with the rich history of over 40 years, the alumni base of MHA comprises of industry stalwarts, dynamic professional, and luminous academicians who have left their mark globally. Like someone recently asked, is Neeraj Lal from TISS MHA? I'm sorry, I couldn't jump in front of a senior, like he was having an introduction. So yes, Neeraj Lal is from TISS MHA. And also the course is designed to create a cadre of professionally competent managers, which can take over complex role in the healthcare industry. Okay, Siddhi, next slide. So these are the different types of courses that you will do in TISS MHA. Foundation courses are the courses that focus on societal factor, and they are keen towards health, development, education, society, religion. Apart from that, foundational courses you will find in almost all programs at TISS, and these rest are for school specific. Like management based courses, they deal on certain specific subjects of management. Like for that matter, you might be having finance, or you might be having basic nitty-gritties of commerce. You might be having organizational behavior, management-based courses. The next is column for hospital administration-based courses. These are the courses that particularly deal in context of hospital and healthcare. They are related to like material management, hospital planning, HR, quality management, analytics, marketing, insurance, and such sort. And the next two features of TISS MHA is internships. There are a total of 3 internships that students have to undergo once they are at TISS, and they will be based in government, public hospitals, private hospitals. And at the end of the course, you will have to submit a research dissertation, of which topics you'll have to decide, and obviously there will be guides guiding you for the same. Next slide. These are certain opportunities that you will have and you will get to explore after TISS MHA. Like they are various in hospital sector, in certain domains in hospital sector, like planning, operations, pharmacy, HR. Then you can go into medical devices. You have option of exploring consulting. You can go into healthcare IT, and you can also go in diagnostics like supply chain, operations for that, marketing, sales, like someone's recently asked for that. Next slide. Apart from that, various domains you can go into is pharmaceuticals, home healthcare, which is recently a upcoming trend, logistics and supply chain, which is more pertinent here, life sciences like pharmacovigilance, PV, medical affairs, market access, and GPOs like domain specialists, like product marketing, or let's say product management for that matter. Next slide. The eligibility criteria is like you have to have a bachelor's degree in any discipline. It's not necessary that you have to have a bachelor's degree in any medical background for that matter, like an MBBS maybe or a BDS. You can have a degree in any discipline. And also like there are certain specifications, like if you are a medical, or if you are a technical graduate and you have any internships which are part of a curriculum, then you'll have to have it completed before 31st October 2022. Next slide. This is the selection procedure for the course. Like there's a first exam, which is TISSNET. It's a computer-based test, and it will be a 100-mark objective test. The like breakout for that is like 30 marks for English, 30 marks for maths, and 40 marks for GK. And after that, there's TISSPAT OA plus OPI. That procedure is quite subjective, like it is subject to change, which might change. Like in our case, we were told that there will be TISSPAT, but that was changed later to OA and OPI, like considering the pandemic situation and the second wave as well. And after that, there's a final merit list, which if you get in, you will be in the position that we are right now. Next slide. These are the basic nitty-gritty points I told you about TISSNET, like general awareness, maths, and English proficiency. And the weightage is 40 questions and 30 each for maths and English. Next slide. So this I told, like I'll tell you some nitty-gritties on how you can go for GK, like not exactly tips or something that's insider info. This is very basic, but yeah, if you focus in this way, there will obviously be chances that you might make it sail through very perfectly. Like the weightage for GK is a bit higher than English and maths. So yeah, this is definitely a section you might want to catch and you might want to focus on, because this also has a sectional cutoff, like not for SCs and ST category students, but there's a sectional cutoff which is 14 marks. So if you do not score that, regardless of your English and mathematics score, you will not be able to make in through the next merit list. So just focus that you have a good, let's say, hold over GK. And this subject like GK is to assess your knowledge in current affairs, developmental and socio-political issues. And the syllabus, as I told, like is politics, social studies, history, science, technology, recently is a very upbringing issue. So just focus on whatever is happening around you. So that might be linked to static knowledge. Next slide. So yeah, like I told you for GK, there are around 40 questions, out of which you will see that 25 to 30 questions are very much static oriented, and rest are like very obviously from current affairs, and they are very much volatile, and it is not necessarily that you will be knowing all of them. So current affairs is generally based on past 1 year, particularly like let's say if there's a farmer protest, there was farmer protest happening which has now subsided. So you'll have to focus on the basics of it, like what's the fundamental of it. Like you cannot be focusing on where were they protesting, like that's not going to be asked. What you have to rather focus on is the specific name for those three laws, like the laws and the acts and their names. So they might ask four names and one of them might be wrong, and they might just ask away which of this is not the law that was enacted for farmers. So since the weightage for static, as I told, is quite higher, it generally makes sense to focus on static part, like brush up on the subjects like polity, history, geography. That is something that will not ever change. Current affairs are subjective to change. So just focus on the static part of it. And also stay in touch with news, newspaper, listen news, read news, whatever you do with news, how does it help? Like, let's say if you are listening news, so you will be listening, let's say Guterres, he's a like UN president. So you will be just hearing that or listening that, reading that every now and then. So it just makes a place in your head, and that will help you that way. And go through past year papers. This helps to assess yourself, like where you will stand when you perform at TISSNet. So just go through past year papers and examinations or go for mocks. So this does help to assess your performance, and after that you will have an idea on how much you'll have to prepare. So just go through that as well. Next slide. Okay, so these are the handles that you may join us at. Like we are present possibly every year. Like this is for LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Telegram. And also we will share this presentation with you on Telegram and WhatsApp probably. So you might get a hand on that there at, okay? Next slide. Okay, so thank you for patient listening to us. And now we are open to doubts. If you have any doubts, ask away.
Yes, please raise your hands if you have any doubts. We can take them one by one.
When the forms are available for the TISSNET?
The application process is
They are already out,
currently ongoing.
Vaishnavi.
Yeah, I searched for it, but I didn't got the proper website for the apply. I tried for 2 to 3 times.
Uh,
Okay, are you connected on any social media handles?
No, no.
Okay, okay. So I will, or probably, okay, I'll add in the link in chat box. Okay, keep checking.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
I just wanted to ask one question. Like while filling the form, how should we prioritize the course if I am from a dentist background?
Chetna, it all depends on your interest. Have you gone through like what is your personal interest, whether in hospital or in public health? It solely depends on you how to prioritize.
Yeah,
Also, it also depends on like which area you want to work in future.
yeah. So
For
my
example, if you're going for hospital administration, you will be working in major hospitals like private hospitals. If you want to work in public health as a in a NGO or in public sector, so you can go for public health. It solely depends on your interest. It is nothing like if you are from a dental background, you have to have hospital administration as your first priority.
okay. Thank you.
I have a question regarding the reservation policy because last year as well they had a particular reservation policy which they dropped it quite near to the exam. So how it is going to be this time? Like, are they going to apply the reservation only for the final seat allocation, or they might change as well?
Hi Priya. So as per the latest guidelines, the cutoff would be different for different categories. For general category, it would be different. For maybe for other categories, it would be lower. So, but the final reservation would apply in the second stage only. So that's how it will be. But the cutoff will not be same for all the categories. That is what we know as of now. Like even for TISSNET, the cutoff would be different for general category. It would be different for OBC, different for SC, ST, and so on. So that is how it will be applied as of now in the stage one, and in the next stage, based on like the proper reservation, how it is done everywhere, that would be followed. The proper percentage of reservation or the quota.
Hello, am I audible? Hello.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but let's just go by raise hand option, okay? If you want to ask a question, please raise hand, and we will come to you. Chaitanya Juneja.
A query.
Yes, who is it?
Sir, actually, what is the difference between healthcare, Chaitanya Juneja, sir?
Yes.
Am I audible? Sir, actually, what's
Yes, you
the
are
difference between healthcare
audible.
management and MHA?
Uh, Actually, both courses will be on same line. Like in different colleges, there's a different amount. Like there might be a little bit change in the curriculum, but the courses will be on same line. Like MHA is more hospital oriented. In case of healthcare management, you might find something like different on different notes. Like even in hospital management, you will be obviously finding courses which are related to healthcare. But in healthcare management, like if you go for TISS MHA, like healthcare administration, so they are like more oriented towards public health for that matter.
Adding to that, MBA in healthcare and MHA, there must be a difference in the subjects. Like in MBA, like in healthcare management, the subjects are more like what you get in any other MBA. But in MHA, there are very different subjects as well. There is subject on law. There's specifically MHA and TESS. There's subjects on law, ethics, and many other things. Administration as whole. But the point to note here is that the opportunities which you get after both these courses are more or less the same. There's no difference. There can be a difference in the subjects which these two courses offer, but the opportunities in the industry are same later.
Yeah, hello everyone. Good evening. Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, perfect, perfect. So actually, I have several questions. I'll start by one of them. I hope that's okay with you all. So first of all, I would like to know like the TISSNET exam. So about the like, how did you all tackle that emotional instability in that process of preparing? Like somewhere we are literally going with the mental mess over here, and we really need that emotional support. And trust me, guys, it's going really hard on us, and the time also is taking a toll on us. So please help us with the emotional part.
Okay, Alisha. Like, may I answer?
Yes, yes, sure.
Yes, sure.
Okay, so like what happened was during TISSNET, it was like the first wave, okay, during our time. And emotionally, we all were very drained, like in the same boat as you guys are right now. But yes, just keep the hopes high and read and don't let the stress get you. Okay. And if you guys need any kind of like stay connected to your family, talk to them. So that's the like major stress buster. And TISSNET is like comparatively very on a moderate level than other examinations. So that also will give you a ray of hope. Okay. And just like keep reading and keep the stay focused. That will help you a lot. So that that is the only way we can like tell you how to deal with your mental stress in this like in times like this, because yeah, we also were guided by no one, and our seniors helped during these interactions. They guided us, they gave us the proper framework, like how to approach to the exam, what kind of questions can be there. Okay, so just stay updated with the aspirant group which you are in. I hope you all are there, and yes, that will help you all.
Yeah, so adding to
For
what
sure.
Rishabh said, Alicia, I would just say that, the aspirants group is for this only. You can make like short groups. I know it is very difficult sitting at home and just studying, but I would suggest, aspirants group mein hi, you can make form short groups. You can discuss, weekly you can discuss things, what all you have studied, each group. So you can study together. That will, reduce your stress, and you can talk about other things, and don't stress much. TISSNET is comparatively, as Rishabh said, it is easier. You are going to crack the exam. And guys, just remember that, TISS is your dream, and getting into TISS is a big thing. So keep your dreams focused for TISS, and I think group studies will really help you guys. So you should think about that in the aspirants group. Make groups of yourself, study together, subjects divide kar lo, and I think that will help a lot.
Like to
And you
add
can
what?
always text any one of us,
Yeah.
like TISS alumni. You can text any one of us anytime for any guidance. We are here. So don't worry, and all the best.
To add what Ritika ma'am said, that from our batch, Dr. Satyam had made a very strong group. Okay, and from his group, like many of folks are like in this MHA or in other programs right now. So making a study group will help you a lot. And yes, you can always ping in the group. We are always there for your answers. Thank you.
The group link is
Hello, am I
shared in
audible?
the chat box,
Can I
na?
ask?
Okay. Sorry. I'll just check in. And also, none of the other, like, I'll ask a last question. I have several questions, but okay, I'll just shorten it. So the main part is like I'm very much passionate about the healthcare sector. So somewhere I know what I want, but I'm kind of, I don't know ki how will be the, the study, like what is the process, like the curriculum, the internship, the exposure you're getting. So I would like to know the experience you are going through right now. So that will, help me to understand what I'll be doing in the future.
Alicia, so about the curriculums, if we have 4 semesters in total, as you know, and between those semesters we have 3 internships. First, not in the correct order, but we have a government hospital, we have a private hospital, and we have a trust hospital. In all the 3 different types of hospital, you will be placed for an internship. You'll go there, you learn about the different types of hospitals, the nature of the hospitals. And in between those internships, you'll have your semesters in which you'll be learning about the different subjects. So in totality, it's the entire course of MHA has 4 semesters and 3 internships.
Okay, so how is the process been, going with you all? Like, is it really like the exposure, like the study of exposure you're getting? Like, how is it? Like, are you enjoying it?
Alicia,
Are you learning new things?
Alicia, it's so
So,
difficult.
Alisha, Arjun,
Oh, okay,
like
okay.
I think the first years. No, I think the first years haven't been exposed to, like they are having their first internship in March. So considering us, we have done our 2 internships in government and private hospitals, and the internship experience is very nice. We get allotted under various good seniors like medical superintendent and CEOs. They guide us. We get various practical projects regarding different departments in hospital. We get to study the various departments in hospital, and it's very good. You learn a lot. So that is what a basic idea I would like to give you. Even if I say some core words of hospital, you'll not understand. But basically, it is a wonderful experience. And even during the COVID pandemic, TISS students are doing their internship in full fledged. We went to hospitals, we completed our projects and internships. So it's amazing. Alicia.
Thank you so much, Ritika ma'am.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, Pooja is next. Pooja, are you here?
Hello, sir, and thank you so much for doing this for us. I want to ask that can we guide us for GK preparation?
Okay, is anyone
I
taking
think
that?
Satyam can take this question.
Okay.
Can I answer the question?
Yeah, Bharat, go ahead.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
Bharat, go ahead.
So hi Pooja. So coming to the general knowledge or general awareness portion of the TISSNET, I would like to suggest there are a few aspects from the static GK that you have to cover anyway. I think Lucent GK can be a good starter for you to brush up your basics about the static GK, and at the same time we are consistently seeing a pattern of a couple of quality based questions also from 2020 TISSNET also and 2021 TISSNET. And at the same time there is this another pattern we have observed with respect to the sports and movies in the dynamic GK, which is also called as current affairs. So for that I would like to suggest you that you can refer to the past 6 to 8 months of the Hindu review that will be provided by some website. I forgot the name. You can always search for it. The Hindu review can be, crisp at the same time and also give you relevant information. And for the static GK, Lucent should be good enough for the starters. And if you want to cover more extensively, you can always refer to Manorama yearbook. I think that's enough. That should answer your question. And if you have anything to add, I can answer you also. Yeah. Thank you.
I will add something to Bharat's point. So when you look at the static GK, there are a few things that you need to keep in mind. First one is history.
Current affairs.
There have been
For
Hello?
current affairs, do we need to refer whole 1 year the Hindu review?
Ruchika, I'll answer your question.
Sorry?
Give me a minute, I'll answer your question. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So coming to static part of GK, they have been consistently asking questions from history and polity. So history and polity, you should master it, because these two topics, there will be around 10 to 12 questions might be asked. It can go up to 15 as well, depends on them. Then the third topic, the most important one is art and culture. They have been asking about art and culture extensively, tribal things, coming about the folk dances, about the paintings, about the various temples, every single thing comes under art and culture. So art and culture should be the center of the focus. The fourth thing is the sports part. Sports part they have been asking as well. It's quite important for them. In last 2 to 3 years, there have been three questions, I think 2 to 3 questions been asked from sports. Please remember, they ask tricky questions. Sometimes they ask question to eliminate one option. So you need to be very familiar with who the sports person is, okay? Just not the sports, just not the number of players who are playing the sports, also the person linked to the sports. And there might be a person like, for example, last year Olympic happened, many of our players are representing in Olympics. So they might ask from that as well, and they might ask popular players as well. So be very familiar with those names. Then the last part is economics and science. Economics and science, it depends on them. They might ask 1 to 2 questions. Economics also same way. Economics and science questions might be difficult, considering you might not be from the economics background or science background. So be careful of that. Coming to the current affair question, you have to read current affair till February 2nd week. There is no way around it, okay? You have to keep on reading it. I have heard that there was a year in the past, they asked a question, a current affair question, which happened 3 to 4 days back. So I do not know how they managed to accommodate that question into the question paper, but they have asked in the past. So be very careful with that. Current affair is something they like to relate with the static affairs as well, the static GK as well. So when you're reading current affair, don't just try to remember the names of the current affair, try to relate it to the static GK. For example, a political figure. Okay, we talk about a political figure. Try to remember what country is that. What is the currency of the country? What are the rivers in the country? Where exactly the country is? Geographical situation, political situation. Try to link things with each other. Okay, be very careful with that. Okay, so current affairs you have to keep on revising. And one more thing is that 2021 January, February, and March current affair you can skip if you want to, because January, February current affair has been already asked in last TISSNET, so they will not be asking that. So from 2021 March onwards till 2022 February 14th or 15th, you have to read properly. And if you want to see current affairs, just like my friend Bharat suggested, you can read from Hindu, or you can. There are many videos, current affair videos on YouTube as well. You can refer that as well. And about static GK, I will not be commenting on the Lucent and all because I have not read that part, but that definitely can be helpful. That Ritika ma'am suggested and Bharat also suggested. And also, if you're taking any coaching, you can stick to their material as well. Every coaching is fine, any coaching you're taking. So, yeah. But please make sure that. Pooja, are you asking something?
No. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah.
Okay.
Please make sure
Himani.
that. Kshitij,
Yes, Satyam. I'm sorry.
If you're targeting more than 70 marks, GK is the way to get it. This is the last sentence I will tell. If you're able to score more than 26 in GK, and if you're performing reasonably well in maths and English, you should be able to break the barrier of 70. And 70 is necessary if a general category student and want to get a seat.
And like, just to add a bit, like, if you guys are thinking that you guys will focus on aptitude and like to like tackle the aptitude part, but trust me, guys, GK is a bit tricky. Okay, you will think that the answer is right. Okay, but somehow you will end up marking the wrong answer. So kindly like hone your aptitude and similarly hone your like GK part too. Okay, like lyrically, I was very poor in aptitude. Okay, but somehow I managed to score more in aptitude. So, so that's the scenario. So, kindly make.
Also, to add to what Rishabh and Satyam said, see, TISS is heavy on GK. Like that is something they focus on a lot, and there'll be a lot of business-related questions, any major developments happening in the business world that sometimes they can ask. So you just need to keep an eye out for any major development that is happening in the economic section of the Hindu. You can keep an eye out for that. It's not necessary to understand economics, but if anything big is happening just around the world, just keep a track of it.
Okay. Thank you. And and does it make a difference if one candidate is from the MBBS background and another is from BDS or nursing or physiotherapist? So
Like Ruchika, I
yes.
understood your question, and let me just answer you one thing. I am from commerce background. Okay. So if I am here, you can also be there.
Yes.
It depends upon the candidate. Okay, what kind of aptitude do you have?
Yes.
What kind of how you are presenting in front of the panelists?
Yeah, well said,
Yeah,
Rishabh. So if you
Ritika,
can
it is.
justify, if you can justify why you want to do MHA, there is like any background can come here. So don't worry about those secondary question, guys. Just you have to just justify क्यों आना है MHA में, okay? So ये question काफी लोगों ने पूछा था. Well said, Rishabh. So yeah, I think it is clear now.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ruchika. Kindly lower your hand. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, can we go for the next participant?
Himani?
Am I audible?
Yes, Himani.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, you are.
Good evening, and thank you so much for taking this session. Hello? Hello?
Yes, you are audible. You are audible.
Yeah,
Himani.
Imani, go ahead.
Good evening.
Ma'am, I just want to ask, we have quant sections and English sections. Like quants, it takes so much time to solve the questions, and we have very less time. So how to be quick enough in solving this quant section and like English passage wala section? Like we have two passages na in for the English section. So how to be
Himani,
quick enough in solving this all question?
Himani, practice will not make you perfect, but it will make you fast enough. So please practice. Okay.
See, I have a suggestion for all of the aspirants who.
Yeah.
So I have a suggestion for all of the students who is dealing with the problem of quicking your speed of aptitude or dealing with the problem of RC completion. So I'm coming forward. I'm coming to RC. So what should be the right approach to solve any RC? See, we do not have to read whole RC. करना क्या है? Read the questions first. जो भी क्वेश्चंस है, रीड ऑल ऑफ देम, देन स्टार्ट रीडिंग योर आरसी. जैसे एक पैराग्राफ खत्म होगा ना, यू विल गेट टू नो ओके दिस वाज द क्वेश्चन एंड दिस इज द पैराग्राफ विच इज गिविंग विद द हिंट. आई एम डैम श्योर कैट मैंने दिया है और भी बहुत सारे लोगों ने दिया होगा. दिस ओनली थिंग वर्क फॉर आरसी. क्वेश्चंस पहले पढ़ो, फिर आरसी पे जाओ, फटाफट एक वन इन विद इन वन गो यू विल बी एबल टू आंसर ऑल ऑफ द आरसी क्वेश्चंस. बट अगर इफ यू अडॉप्ट अ स्ट्रेटेजी जहाँ पे तुम फर्स्ट पैसेज पढ़ रही हो, देन यू आर आंसरिंग द क्वेश्चन, then it will make you read the passage more than 2 times. फर्स्ट आपको समझने में लगेगा, then you will go to the questions, then you will again find okay कहाँ पे है वो आंसर. तो for ourselves this strategy works best. For maths, अगर किसी whoever who is preparing for SSC, railways, they know how to do things in a shorter way. कैसे परसेंटेज को विदाउट एक्स कंसीडर करे, किसी भी क्वेश्चन को विदाउट लिखे हुए कैसे बनता है, वर्बल कैसे बनता है, दैट्स ऑल अनदर थिंग. ओके, सो व्हाट आई विल डू, देयर आर लॉट्स ऑफ यूट्यूब वीडियोस जहां से मैंने प्रिपरेशन करा था, दैट विल नॉट मेक यू राइट ऑन द कॉपी, यू विल बी एबल टू डू वर्बली एप्टीट्यूड, जो मैंने मेरे प्लेसमेंट के टाइम पे भी मुझे इट हेल्प अ लॉट. I will suggest you some videos, YouTube videos, random. I am not promoting any one of them. Go through it. You will be able to do a lot of questions by your own, by writing only one line, by writing in 2 sentences. You will be able to do मतलब बड़े बड़े questions हो जाते हैं. तो it क्या है ना कि आपको सही डायरेक्शन मिलना चाहिए कि how to do questions related to, and जो भी स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं अभी से for aptitude, I will suggest 2-3 topics. Start from percentage, then go for ratio, then go for simple and profit interest, compound interest. These 3 chapters will help you in answering all types of questions. Either it is related to what called boat and stream, anything. अगर percentage आपने कर लिया ना, 4 to 5 chapters clear हैं. Start with percentage, those who are starting from right now. मतलब आज से अगर भी आप कर रहे हो ना, स्टार्ट फ्रॉम परसेंटेज, एंड आई विल हेल्प यू अ लॉट. एंड फॉर देम हु इज फीलिंग कि बहुत ज़्यादा स्ट्रेस हो रहा है, तो थिंक कि स्ट्रेस हो क्यों रहा है. यू आर इंडल्जिंग इन सो मेनी ग्रुप्स. आप 5-6 ग्रुप में स्टिक टू एनी वन ग्रुप, फॉलो दैट ग्रुप, फॉलो योर मटेरियल व्हाट यू आर स्टडिंग. बहुत सारे ग्रुप्स में क्वेश्चंस बहुत उटपटांग होते हैं, दैट इज नॉट रिलेवेंट एट ऑल. whether it is related to GK, whether it is related to English, aptitude, बहुत सारे ऐसे मॉक्स है जो कि रिलेटेड नहीं है. TISS में वो आता भी नहीं है, एंड मॉक्स वैसे चल रहे होते हैं. बहुत सारे कोचिंग्स के वैसे होते हैं. आई विल नॉट टेक नेम्स बिकॉज आप लोगों ने इनरोल कर रखा होगा. मैंने खुद 4-5 जगह के मॉक्स दिए थे. देन आई फेल्ट कि ओके दिस इज द थिंग. एक मॉक में मेरे को 75 आ रहा है, एक मॉक में 45-50 आ रहा है, तो आई वॉज नॉट एबल टू जज माई सेल्फ कि मैं किस लेवल पे हूँ. ठीक है, तो आई विल सजेस्ट यू स्टिक टू एनी वन मॉक, एंड व्हाट यू कैन डू कि अच्छा वो मॉक सही है या नहीं, एनालाइज 5 to 6 years लास्ट प्रीवियस ईयर पेपर्स, एनालाइज द ट्रेंड ऑफ आस्किंग देयर क्वेश्चंस. मैथ्स का ट्रेंड क्या है. परसेंटेज, आई विल टेल यू, परसेंटेज बैंक पीओ में भी आते हैं, MBA में भी आते हैं, कैट में भी आते हैं, TISS नेट में भी आता है परसेंटेज चैप्टर. बट व्हेन यू विल सी द क्वेश्चन, सेम परसेंटेज चैप्टर का जो लेवल होता है ना, लेवल प्लस वे ऑफ आस्किंग द क्वेश्चन, डेटा, वो सारे अलग होते हैं. तो ट्राई टू स्टिक विद द पैटर्न विच TISS इज आस्किंग फ्रॉम अ लॉन्ग अगो. सेम गोज फॉर हिस्ट्री, सेम goes for politics, same goes for current affairs too. Satyam mentioned a very nice thing. Current affairs को static GK से relate करना होता है, and that is the best strategy. Current affair पढ़िए, and how you to do. एक साल का करंट अफेयर नहीं हो पा रहा है 2 मंथ में, कैसे करना है. स्टार्ट फ्रॉम द डिक्रीजिंग ऑर्डर. इट मीन्स फेब्रुवरी में आपका एग्जाम है, February 22 में, स्टार्ट फ्रॉम February 2022 से बैक जाइए, एंड स्टार्ट की यहाँ से बैक जाओ मई तक, स्टार्ट ट्राई टू कंप्लीट दिसंबर, नवंबर, ऐसे ऐसे करके. तो जो रिसेंट होगा वो तो कवर हो गया. रेस्ट बहुत सारे ऐसे क्वेश्चंस होते हैं जो कि ईयरली होता है. ईयरली इट मीन्स ऑथर हो गया या फिर कोई अवार्ड्स हो गए, बुक्स हो गए, कुछ भी, तो वो सब ईयरली ईयरली आता है, तो ईयरली वाले तो आएंगे ही हैं। बट जो कॉमन जो ऐसे चल रहे हैं, अगर टाइम नहीं है तो फिर आप लास्ट के 6 मंथ देख लो, अगर वो क्लियर हो जाते हैं देन फिर वैसे ही बैकवर्ड वे में आपको फॉरवर्ड करना है। तो दिस इज द स्ट्रैटेजी फॉर करेंट अफेयर्स। बाकी तो सत्यम एंड ऑल हैव आल्सो डिस्कस्ड। एंड यस, मोटिवेट करने के लिए कुछ नहीं, डोंट इंडल्ज योरसेल्फ इन आस्किंग टू मेनी क्वेश्चंस विथ टू मेनी डिसीजंस। सम विल से अरे हो जाएगा, सम विल से नो नो इट टेक्स अ लॉट। डोंट इंजल, अभी टिसनेट है, ट्राई टू स्कोर मोर, इवन मोर, मतलब जितना कर सकते हो। इफ यू 100 स्कोर करते हो ना, वो बेस्ट है। नो वन विल से कि अभी 40 कट ऑफ, सॉरी 40% वेटेज है फर्स्ट का, तो तुम्हारा अब सेकंड होते होते हो सकता है कि 40% को हटा दिया जाए, सेकंड एंड थर्ड पे तुम्हारा वेटेज बनने लगे, कोई नहीं जानता है। ठीक है, नो वन विल से कि ओके 40% है, 40 ही रहेगा। एनीथिंग कैन हैपन, so try to achieve as much as you can in TISS net and focus only on that. उसके बाद का एक महीना मिलता है, that is enough to prepare for PI, and बहुत सारे यहाँ पे लोग हैं, they will help you, they are mature enough, they are capable enough to guide you. Satyam है, Himani, and all of the juniors who are studying in TISS net, TSS, they will guide you. So don't pressurize yourself कि पैकेज कितना मिलेगा, इट्स डिसेंट इन द इंडस्ट्री। इंडिया का कोई भी कॉलेज ले लो रिलेटेड टू MBA इन हेल्थ केयर, MHA, MPH, डिसेंट, उनसे ज़्यादा मिलता है फॉर अ फ्रेशर टू। तो दैट्स ऑल, जो भी क्वेश्चन था रिलेटेड टू अभी जो भी चैट था, ये सारे थे। एंड कीप योर सेल्फ हाइड्रेटेड। थैंक यू।
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, ma'am and sir.
Okay, Kanchi Sahu.
Hi everyone, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
My name is Kanchi. Right now I'm in final year of BDS, and during the introduction I saw a lot of you guys are from the same background. So it will be very helpful for me if any of you can share what will be the right time for me to start the preparation, because I have final year going on, and what are the points that I should prepare myself for future, so it will be easy and worth it for me to get into TISS. Thank you.
See, I'm also a BTS graduate, so from my experience, I would say I started the preparation from the very starting of my internship. So since you are in the final year, I think the internship is still due, right?
Yes, ma'am. Like I just entered my final year, so like I have 2 years from now.
Yeah, right. So you have a lot much of time. First, you have to focus on the final year because it's a very tedious subject. For the final year of the PDS, there are 8 subjects. First, clear that. After that, you have the entire span of 1 year. I started my practice or my readings of TISSNET from the starting of the internship. So for me, it was more than sufficient. Once you complete your graduation, once you complete the final year, you can start reading from TISSNET. Since you're very much aware, you have the clarity that you want to come into TISS. You can start reading from the very starting of the internship, and that time I think would suffice for the entire preparation of TISSNET.
Okay. Just one more thing, ma'am. Do I need to start like creating a schedule for myself to start reading Hindu and everything?
No. See, the Hindu and all is for the current affairs. By the time you will be appearing for the TISS is the next to next year. So starting the reading, reading Hindu and all for this year's current affairs is not much relevant for you. So once you come into the internship year, you start reading the Hindu by that time because wo wala current affairs is going to come in the next TISSNET, no? So right now it's not much relevant to read the Hindu. You can start working on the static GK part, but not the current affairs.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, after Kanchi, we have Ashutosh Singh.
Good evening. Am I audible?
Good evening. Yes, you are audible.
Sir, I am in the beginning of my 4th year of my physiotherapy and I want to apply for TISSNET just for practice. Does it create any problem in my future selection process?
Can you repeat, Ashutosh?
Of course. Ma'am, I am in the beginning of my fourth year and I am currently pursuing physiotherapy. And I want to apply for TISSNET now. And does it create any problem in future because I am not eligible at that particular time? And I want to apply just for practice.
I think Ashutosh, you can, if I'm not wrong, you can apply for
Yeah,
it, but you'll not as
you'll not
you
get admission.
you'll not get that.
That's it.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So
Ma'am,
just for the sake of, sorry, Ashutosh, you can ask. Continue.
yes, I'm just
Continue.
applying for practice, sir.
Ashutosh, you can apply for it, for the practice sake, or you can just pick up last year's paper, and you can practice them also. But except mother, you'll not get into any trouble. Don't worry. Okay.
Okay, sir.
To
Thank you.
add on, I think only one thing is needed. If next year you are giving it again, if asked, you can justify it positively.
Okay.
That's it. I don't think so any problem other will be created.
Okay, ma'am.
And yes, one more thing I would like to add, Ashutosh. See,
Yes, sir.
if you're from general category, one course is 1,000 rupees. So please do not apply for 3 courses because you won't be able to get in. Save some money, apply for one course. Because
Okay.
without filling the course, they will not allow you to apply for TISSNET, right? So you have to at least apply for one course. So just apply for one course and see the question paper and try to remember the questions. Don't try to analyze or solve the questions because either will not qualify. Try to remember what was asked.
Satyam, for TISSNET, right? Ashutosh, you can always get your scorecard. Okay. You have to pay a fee of 200 rupees.
200 rupees.
And you will be able to get your answer sheet. So no worries about that. Okay. And yeah, apply for courses. That's the thing. And you'll all get a clear picture about the question and all. Okay.
Hello, good evening, ma'am. I completed my graduation in occupational therapy, and I just want to know how to prepare for quant. Like I gave 3 to 4 marks, and my score is not good in quant section. And another thing, like the vocab, like I'm not really good in vocab. सारा कुछ गलत हो जाता है मतलब मॉक में. तो यही 2 क्वेश्चन है मेरा, बस कैसे करना है ये दोनों.
Practice, Soumya. Practice is the key.
Soumya, for vocab, please buy a book of which cost only say 70 to 80 rupees. It is Word Power Made Easy by Norman Lewis.
Sir, I have that
With
book
that,
and I am
yeah,
doing.
read 4 times. Oh, it
Sir?
has only 32 chapters. It has. Practice those chapters, and you will get an idea to eliminate the sentences or eliminate the words or choose the right words. Or if you have more money, buy a book called MB Publication, which is of previous year papers of SSC, CGL, and SSC questions. So basically, English is all about SSC, जो भी TISS में आता है. If you can read or if you can memorize or याद कर सकते हो सारे उसके questions और उसमें word meanings भी है, then it will be easy to crack.
And
I think and word power maybe will do
And
more than enough.
like what Dipesh sir was saying previously also, I want to add one point. When I was giving mocks, there was a lot of this logical reasoning questions. Okay, syllogism and all that thing. But during TISSNET, not a single question came from that. Okay, so try to follow the trend. And I'll also give you an example that during that time, a book of Barack Obama was trending. Okay, and fortunately that question came. Then there was a question about Jallikattu, and there was a question about the original Drishyam, which language it was. So try to diverse, but इतना भी मत कर देना कि आप लोग फंस जाओ. Okay, like Dipesh sir said, keep it simple, work hard.
Soumya, I'd like to suggest
Yes,
you one
yes.
thing.
Is there any
See, I also have read vocab, and the way to go about it is there are so many words, there are so many similar words. You cannot remember everything. So try to indulge yourself into groups and then try to use those words into sentences with your friends. Also, go to YouTube channels and hear those words, because audio creates a much more greater impact than just reading the words. You read the words, you use those words in sentences with your friends. Go to YouTube channels and hear those words, because there are a lot of channels who teach vocab. वहाँ पे जाओ, उनको सुनो. So it makes a lot easier to learn and remember the vocab words. And for quant also, no, first go through the syllabus. Once you go through the syllabus and you go through the question papers, no, you'll realize you don't have to go through very difficult questions in quant. Even if you get a simple book of Arihant or R.S. Agrawal, you just have to do the level 1 questions, not the level 2 or level 3. Refrain yourself from doing the very hard questions. TISSNET का अगर आप पैटर्न देखोगे, इतने हार्ड क्वेश्चंस आते नहीं हैं. You just have to work on your speed. So just that and you will be good in vocab and quant.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Rakshita, are you there?
Hello, ma'am. Hello, sir. I have a question regarding eligibility as well. And BDS intern, I just started my internship, but I don't think it will be completed by October itself, or even if it's completed, I will not be with my degree because it takes some time to come with all the documents. So I actually even called up InterScare, but I don't have a clear-cut answer. So can you tell me if I am eligible for 2022, like for this year? If you can help me out regarding this.
See, Rakshita, if your internship is done by the date that has been given, so you will get the time for submitting the document for your degree. What you are saying, I understand that you will need some time to submit those things. But if your internship is not completed by the date they have given, then you will not be eligible.
Okay. Actually, ma'am, I think it usually take 2 months to come up with all the original documents, and I don't think I will be like when I talked to them, they said that before backup they will give me some time. So I really don't know about what's the date before which I need to give it. Moreover, with the COVID situations, we don't know if our TCI increase the duration or lessen it. So it's of quite mess here. So if you can clear it up.
Rakshita.
See, you need a time till most probably till October to submit all your documents till October or November. Before that, you have to collect somehow. If you will not be able to produce, then
Okay, sir.
you will be
Okay.
something will happen, or you will not be able to continue.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, yes.
I wanted to ask that which coaching institute should I join to prepare for TISSNET? Is it necessary to join a particular institute or we can prepare by ourselves as well?
Ahmed, if you have cleared your 10th, please do not join any coaching institute. And there are lots of free materials available on YouTube. Okay? Do not join and do not invest your 15-20,000 your father's money. Please invest on yourself. Invest in something else. But please do not refrain yourself from joining any of the institutes. Okay? YouTube video, search, everything is available on YouTube. You just have to go there and spend your time there. And if अगर उससे भी नहीं हो पा रहा है, connect anyone from here. बहुत सारे हैं, they will guide you.
Thank you.
I can respond to that, Abdul. Like at any stage, if you want help on how you can access YouTube in an efficient way, just connect with me on personal note and I will help you in the best possible way. Like there are so many sources that are in free. So I personally did refer them. So I can tell you that if you access them effectively, there is so much on YouTube that you can't even finish. And it does help, I'll tell you.
Sir, are you on Telegram? How can I connect with you?
Okay, I'll share the group link once again in the chat box.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, I just want to address one
Yeah,
thing.
Riya, I'm
A
sorry.
lot of people have been asked. Yeah, yeah. So I was saying that a lot of people have been asking about the important topics for interview, what was asked in the interview. So I just want to let you all know that as of now, please focus on TISSNET. Once TISSNET is done, we'll share all the questions that are being asked recurrently and the important topics about which the questions are usually asked in the interviews. So please do not worry about that. As of now, we will provide all the help that you will need. But as of now, please focus on TestNet. We'll take all your questions about interview later in the later phases. And as of now, please focus on TestNet.
Yes, guys, as Ria ma'am said, please focus on the first step right now, because if you fumble the first one, then there's no point of talking about the latter one. Okay, so TISSNET should be your aim. Okay, and the questions should be about that only, even in the aspirant group or in any other social media handle. Also, we are always there to help you out, and we have a lot of people from lot of diverse backgrounds. So don't worry about the background. Just worry about your the TISSNET right now. Thank you.
I think we have resolved as much as doubts possible. Still, we can hang out for some while. If any one of you has any doubts, ask away. If any doubt was left away in the chat box, please feel free to ask it. Like maybe right now.
Shubham,
Uh,
Kshitij is from pharma background, so yeah, he can help you.
yes, Shubham, I am from pharma background. Yes. If you have anything relevant to ask, yeah, you may ask it.
Yeah. So I had an experience of pharmacovigilance of 6 months, and I wanted to go for MHA. So yeah, like it was like a little bit different. Like first I worked for like IT, healthcare IT, and like I want to switch for MHA. The thing is, I had a like keen interest in hospital related jobs, so I'm going for MHA. Last year I had given TISSNET, but and during that was the time of the COVID, so like um, I wanted to prepare for this year also. So that's why I taken a job of like cognizant. So like that will that create any issue in like in during my admission process or the interview process? Like you are switching from healthcare IT like to hospital or MHA profile.
See, Subham,
Absolutely not. I think I am a very fresher. Like I have absolutely no experience in any industry, but there are people herein who have some industry experience. So if you all could like take up this question, maybe you can answer it
Yeah,
more
hi
efficiently than I
Shubham.
can.
Hi Shubham. So I also have a work experience of 2 years in health IT sector only, and I would tell you that this is only going to add on. It is a benefit for you, but as long as you can justify all your work experience and how are you going to implement those in when you are selected in the MHA course. So don't worry about that. It is definitely an add-on thing. It will not create any issue during your interview. Just be clear of what you are working now and how your work experience is going to benefit TISS MHA. Okay, Shubham?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah.
Like one more thing, guys. Like I saw it on the chat box. Okay, like many of you were like worrying about your background, worrying about your achievements, worrying about your job experience. Just one thing, guys. It can help you to win the interview, or either it can, like, if you are not very familiar with your subjects, okay, the thing which you are working in, then it can also come back and bite you. Okay. So whatever you are presenting, make sure that you are 100% sure that you can back it up. Okay. And kindly, like, let's refrain from this interview questions. Okay. It's the latter part. Uh, Kindly, like, TISSNET preparation, anything like around TISSNET will be much appreciated. Thank you. Thank you, Shubham.
Also, there is a question in the chat box, and since we have a lot of dentists right here, If a dentist could answer this question, how different is MHA from dentistry? What work will I have to perform after my MHA course?
Yeah. So Akansha, MHA is very different from dentistry. You do not have to work on any patients here, unlike in dentistry. From third year onwards, we start working on patients, and they all handling all the clinical issues. Here, we do not have to deal with any clinical issues. We do not have to diagnose diseases or treat them or give medicines. The work is totally on the administration side. In hospitals, we work in managing the operations, logistics, marketing, and different verticals like that. All the non-clinical services, you can say. And in even in other sectors, in IT or consulting or insurance, there is not our clinical knowledge is applied in a lot of places, but it is we directly do not deal with any sort of patient like or treating any patients, you can say. So it's only on the management side, be it any industry we go into after MHA.
Like apart from like most of my batchmates, I am from a non-medical background, like whatsoever, non-science you can say, okay? Because even Purva is from BSc, like chemistry. So, guys, you have it's a very different aspect. It is not wholly a medical field, okay? Because you will have to deal with administration part, as ma'am said, yeah, ma'am said. And those who are not from medical background, don't worry. Just try to get familiar with a few of the words, like terms are there, and when you get admitted, then obviously you will be taught all of that. Okay, so no need to worry about that also. So yes, it is not a medically oriented job or the profile, but being from a medical background helps a lot. Okay, or a science background in per se, we can say. Okay.
Okay, Ria and the volunteers, I think we can call it a day for now, right? Like the doubts have stopped, and I hope we have solved a lot of them and as many as possible to us.
There is
And
a
we will
question for you
continue
in the
doing
chat
that.
box.
Okay,
I
okay.
think there's
I'll
an MHA
check that
MPH
out. I'll check
question.
that out. Okay, wait a minute. Let me take that. Okay, Ragini, I did check your doubt, and you are asking that if I prioritized MHA, like MHA than MPH. Okay, to answer that, I knew that MHA is more oriented towards corporate sector. And since I was preparing for UPSC, I had a good hold. But that also made me a little bit wary about the public health. So I just wanted to come towards corporate. So I had absolutely no intention to join MPH. Like it was not even on the back of my head. So yeah, I have not enrolled for MPH for that matter. So I just went with MHA as such. And yeah, there were absolutely other options, but MPH was not one of them. I hope that addresses your doubt.
Adding to that, I think a lot of people are always confused that what should be the priority, whether it should be MHA or whether it should be MPH, and I can totally relate to their doubt. So one thing which helped me personally, I would like to share it with you all, and I think that has helped a lot of people as well. So if you do not have a LinkedIn account yet, make one. Go and follow the TISS MHA and TISS MPH pages. Eventually, you'll find the alumni of both the courses, TISS MHA and TISS MPH as well. Try to see that what positions they are in, how their career has progressed, what is the kind of work they are doing, what is the kind of organizations they are in. That will get you will get an idea कि okay, so MHA करने के बाद ये career opportunities है, ये company में जा सकते हैं, MPH करने के बाद इधर इधर जा सकते हैं, ये काम कर सकते हैं. When you get that idea, you'll be more clear कि what you want to do in your career. So that will really help in deciding what you should prioritize, what should be your first preference, what should be your second preference, and likewise. So please do this. It really helps.
If anyone is not adding to that one, I would like to address Jayesh's question. Okay, may I, ma'am?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, Rishabh, go
So
ahead.
Jayesh, what happens is that English is not a priority language in the PI round. Okay. If the panelists are okay with it, you can opt for your mother tongue or the regional tongue. Okay. But the fact is that MHA is a more professionally oriented or corporate oriented profile, you can say. So English will be appreciated, but you can always ask the panelist. Okay. So no need to worry about that.
Yeah, it's not like, see, this is a very welcoming kind of a place. So your English fluency won't matter if you are able to communicate your ideas, that's fine.
I would like to add something. So when you're giving interviews, you will face many professors from South India. Please keep that in mind. There are many professors who are from Kerala and Tamil Nadu and other parts of South India. So they might not judge you based on your fluency, but there might be a communication gap. If you're using Hindi words completely, and that person who is taking the interview, he doesn't understand you, that might be an issue. So few words you have to speak in English so that the person gets an idea that what you're trying to say. Exactly.
Okay.
Wish you all the best, every aspirant who are present here or were present here. Hope to see you as and welcome you as our juniors, and like that's the best motivation we can give you. Okay, so keep the hopes high and practice a lot. That will help you. Okay, thank you, Ria ma'am, to join us, and
Okay,
with the gift.
and I'll call
Thank you,
it a
everyone.
day as well then. Thank you for all the volunteers for being here. These panelists have been a great help. And seniors of ours as well, Ria, Ritika, and Dipesh. And yeah, I think we will be having more such sessions later in time with time, and you will be notified of them via our handles. The link to which I will share with you right now. And okay, it's out there in the chat box. Follow them. You will get to know more of it later in time. Okay. And with that, let's call it a day then. Hope to see you on the other side.